What's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another Last Cloudia video. One today that I really wasn't planning on making, but as I was looking through everything that part 2 of this summer event brought us today in game after the update, I figured there were a couple things I wanted to point out just to emphasize some things that I'm currently waiting on in the game, which is kind of why things are just kind of dead and slow for me. But it seems that this part 2 may have just picked up the pace at which I'm playing Last Cloudia again, whether it be a good kind of pace or just kind of a tedious kind of pace. We will see, but I just wanted to point it out and show off kind of where I'm sitting at in the game, what this part 2 brought off, highlight it for those of you who aren't really paying attention, because let's face it, Last Cloudia is in a slow time right now, which kind of sucks for your boy, of course, but we got to have the slow periods to enjoy the fast-paced periods, right? But just to start off by looking at the notices that were updated in game, they did put in the extra details for this event, which I honestly didn't read through. Everything here is, I think, what we already looked over in game. I think now with part 2 being introduced, we can get the Visionary Radiance and the Rainbow Mega Crystal. We also can now acquire this Pointed Beach Hat, which is kind of a meh ability for most of us, but I figured I'd point out, when taking earth magic damage, chance to recover 20% of the damage's HP, and then it gives HP plus 400 and earth resistance plus 20. It's maybe going to help you if you're struggling in the Pablo fight. If Pablo's killing you with his magic spells, this may mitigate some of that, but other than that, I don't see this being useful really anywhere. If it had been when taking earth damage, chance to recover some HP, we would have been talking a different kind of accessory. But earth magic damage, it's not going to be very relevant in PvP. And like I said, in PvE, I don't really know any other place besides Pablo that you're worried about some high damage earth magic. And even there, it's not that crazy. But we also did get these bathing suits finally in game for Lilibet OG and Tyria OG specifically. I'm not going to cap. I wish these weren't character exclusive equipments, right? They can only be used on the characters that they're tied to, as that says in their item type. But I'm looking at Lilibet's green bathing suit, like bow equipped, physical attack damage plus 10%, and then movement speed up when HP is 50% or less. It would have been nice if it was just movement speed up all the time, but after her 5-star buff, Lilibet is a neutral long-range attacker, so you don't got to worry about elemental resistances with her, or attribute resistances, I should probably call it. She's neutral, she's long-range, she got some nice damage caps, so any neutral type unit is going to shine and thrive in this game. So it's cool that she got like a really kind of badass accessory like this, just giving that 10% damage, and just nice 300 to HP, strength plus 36, but also stun resist and blind resist, which isn't too bad at all. Stun resist for sure. And again, sadly, these are just only equipable to their relevant characters, so it's not like you can take these and put them on anywhere. These items would have been a lot more valuable if you could do the said changes that I was talking about. If this little hat was just flat earth damage, it would be an interesting little piece. And these two swimsuits, if they could have been equipped to other, let's say, female characters, some of these bonuses could have been very nice. But sadly, that is not the case. So we're just stuck with collectibles, really. Things that you can change Tyria and OG Lilibet's appearance with, which is whatever. We also got the Summer Concert Splash event in the building, which is the part 2 rerun or redux event from Swimsuit Tinkley that we got, I assume, last year. We can get this Venue Sand. Let's see, in the event Summer Concert Splash, 2 pieces of equipment are available as point rewards. Once you have the equipment, collect the alchemy material Venue Sand available in quests and use it to power up the equipment in the alchemy lab. So we're getting enhanceable pieces of equipment, which is very nice. Get great rewards, clear quests to get the exchange item Summer Night Dew. Once you've collected a bunch, exchange them for red hot gacha tickets, which we're going to talk about more in a bit, and other great items in the event trading space. Point rewards include prisms. They can give SC +2 for Nocturne Tinkley and Sea Princess Lilla, which is nice if you don't have them duped up, as well as red hot gacha tickets. Okay, the redundancy is just killing me. There are the event units that'll help you in this. I'm kind of sad that only Alice Type S gives you bonuses and not OG Alice, even though that's usually how it works. Usually the shift form and the OG form will give you the bonuses, but I guess not in this case. For the event equipment, this little mic stand actually caught my eye. Summer Concert mic, it's a staff, magic casting speed +3%, and then MP +20, Int 98, and Mind +23. Those are kind of mess stats, but listen, I'll take any kind of magic casting speed. Sounds good if you ask me, and I can equip it on anyone. It's not swimsuit tinkly specific. So yeah, I mean 3% might not make much of a difference at all mathematically, but it always feels good when you see a very nice bonus stat like that on a piece of equipment. So that looks cool, but then we get the Night Stage Bikini, which is specific for the character. Chance to nullify physical attack damage, chance to recover SCT when damaged, HP +200, Mind 30, Defense 29, and Mind 174. Those are actually some pretty nice buffs for Tinkley if you have her. I don't have Nocturne Tinkley, so this piece of equipment will just sit in my inventory collecting dust, but gives me something to farm up and then enhance, so I'm fine with it. Additionally, in the event trading space, vacation medals can be exchanged for the Temptress Bikini and Temptress Headband, which were available in the original version of this event. They can also be enhanced in the Alchemy Lab by using Venue Sand. So cool, they gave us 4 enhanceable equips, which I'm a huge fan of. Someone asked me when an event rolls around, what is my ideal event? I gave a kind of a long list of things, but one of the main points was having enhanceable equips. New equips that I can also enhance. Whether they're great or meh or average or terrible, the ability to get new equipment, because you never know when some little niche ability might come into use later. If I can grind out the equipment and then grind out the ability to enhance that equipment to +40, it's just a satisfying experience when they're rolling out new events. For me as a gacha player, I like my daily tasks, I like my set tasks that I can do to accomplish, and enhancing equipment to +40 is definitely a satisfying thing in this game. So happy they decided to give us some enhanceables with this part 2. And that takes care of the notices. Well, no, that's a lie, because we do have the Ultra DOH Festival banner returning. If you're planning on summoning on this, Godspeed, because I would never tell you to do that in a million years. We also have details for the Red Hot Gacha Part 2, which I imagine is a step-up banner like the one that we saw already. We can actually go check it out if I want. There's the Ultra DOH. No step-up for the Red Hot Part 2. It's just a paid and then free crystal banner as well. So that is what it is. So now that we've looked at all of the notes in the news, what I wanted to draw focus to were the amount of gacha tickets that we can get. If you saw my video talking about when the part 1 of this event rolled around, there were a total of 24 tickets available to be acquired at that time. 10 of them include logging in for 23 days, so you know your boy Buddha is hanging tight, not touching those tickets until then. However, we did get some more with this part 2. First, we got some which I noticed in the trading shop. So by doing the Summer Concert Splash Redux event, we're going to get these Summer Night Dew currencies, which we can exchange for 3 extra gacha tickets there. And then if we look in the missions, we can see that the Summer Concert Splash also offers the Part 1 Red Hot Gacha tickets here. I believe in these mission rewards, there's 1, 2, then we've got 3, and there should be a 4th one at the very end for 100. I'm sorry, that's 1,000,000. Y'all might want to fix your little typos right there. We need a comma, please. So once you get to 1,200,000 points, you'll get all 4 of the Red Hot Gacha tickets available for those missions. And they also added part 2 missions for the first event that we got based around Alice Type S. That's where you can get the new hat equipment like I mentioned. It's where you're going to be able to get a Radiance of the World as well. Another Alice Prism Type S or no, I think that's the first prism that we're getting for her. So there's that at 45,000, some mega clusters, which I will gladly take. And then at 70k points, we're actually getting a 10 spin gacha ticket, which is awesome. So in total, that's going to give us an extra 17 tickets introduced with this part 2, totaling, if you haven't used any of your gacha tickets, which I know the majority of people have, but if you're like me, just hoarding it to do it all at once, we can for now get a total of 41 tickets. So 4 multi-spins on the ticket banner is not bad at all. Like I've mentioned before, the new unit and arc are not on rate up, so your chances are not higher, but just the fact that they're giving out 41 spins for this event is very generous, no matter which way you look at it. So I'm excited to have kind of a nice a sizable ticket summon video when we get to that point. And from what I'm seeing, the Ether Coin Chance box has not reset, so they're being extremely, probably way too generous with this little Ether Coin Chance box here, because you're going to have so much time to then grind up medals, clear it out. And something I mentioned before was that this part 2 has definitely given me some more to grind. You could see all of the mission rewards, 1,200,000. I don't know how many points you can actually get in that summer concert splash event per stage. It might be one of those crazy stages where you're getting like hundreds of thousands of points per clear, so it might not take as long as I'm thinking. But in regards to this Alice event, I haven't beaten all of the story stages. Obviously, as you can see, I've got one left on hard, and then we've got this extra challenge here that's now unlocked. So I don't know the most amount of points that we can be farming per stage, but when it was just these 2 stages up here, this little final test stage was only giving me like 1,000 points with all of the extra characters I was using, extra point characters I was using. So that, with like, what was it, 80,000 points we've now have to acquire on that event. Yeah, 85,000, but really 70,000 is the target goal for me. So 70,000 points, I would have needed to clear this stage another 40 times. Not too crazy, but a little bit of a grind. So that plus the other event mission rewards, like I said, depending on how efficient the point grinding is, it could either be a somewhat okay grind, or it could just be a very tedious, boring grind. Yeah, not much else to say. I like the story. This little part 2 of Lilibet and Tyria on the beach is freaking hilarious when Ray calls them thick and like built like a brick house. That had me cracking up. So I'm enjoying the story. I mean, Last Cloudia, one of their strengths is definitely their storyboard writers, or whoever's in charge of the lore in this game. So part 2 gave us some more things to do, some more rewards to grind up, some enhanceable equips. So definitely added to the list of things that we can do in this game. That is pretty friendly for new players and veterans alike. But this, like, going from the FMA collab, and even while the FMA collab was going on, it really exposed some of, in my opinion, some of the big flaws that this game still has to this day after all of the improvement that they've made. There was actually a really interesting discussion. While I talk, why don't we finish that last stage of the event? There was actually a really interesting discussion and heated discussion in the main LC Discord the other day, when someone asked, "Do you think the game is dying?" They pretty much posed the question to the community and then also to me and Tweaks. While I don't think the game is dying per se, I think they've made strides to improve, as I've said in the past, and I think they've recouped a lot of players that maybe dropped the game and never wanted anything to do with it. Through collabs, through different quality of life improvements, I think they've gotten some of those players back. But I still think that there is a lot that they need to do to really hold that player retention that is lacking in the game right now. And I'm planning on making a whole quality of life video. I'm thinking 5 quality of life updates that need to happen in Last Cloudia, I'm going to call it. Just to clickbait you guys, you know how I get down. But things that I think a lot of the community preaches a lot, and things that I heavily agree with and would like to see some changes too. So I'll be excited to see your guys' response on that. I'm going to try and get that up today, film it right after I'm done with this. So I'll be interested to see y'all's feedback on that. And if you agree with me or disagree with me, well, that's nice. A little 1,400 with a 60% bonus. That's a little better than 1,000. So nothing too crazy. It seems like this grind is still going to take a while. But, you know, happy that it seems like there are things to do when I log in this game rather than just the monotonous multiplayer farming with pick up random groups that just eats away at my soul a little bit every time I do it. Let's go ahead and snag this mission reward. Nice visionary light, which we'll take. And now the extra challenge is unlocked. So I'm going to check that out, see what it's about. Get to filming some other videos. And I think that's all I got for you this time, guys. What do you think? Are you playing LC? Have you dropped it once again? Are you even following the game? Or are you playing it super casually? Have you moved on to any other gachas currently? I've seen some people say they're taking breaks from LC. I myself am very invested in the newest gacha game, Near Reincarnation, which I'm planning on making some videos for, just because I've been enjoying the grind. It's like the true essence of an idle game, which fits perfectly in my lifestyle right now. So I'll be looking forward to that. I hope you guys are having a great day. And y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.